Hey, what's up, everybody? It's BDF44 coming at you with another video. So I'm going to quickly break down a trade that's been done right now, and then I'm going to go draft me a basketball team because you know how I move. So this is what we got going on. The Chicago Bulls are going to be receiving Derrick Jones Jr., a second-round protected pick from 2023, and a first-round protected pick, no year specified. The next part of this deal is going to be Markkanen headed to the Cavaliers, and the third part of the deal is going to be Larry Nance headed to the Blazers. The first thing that stood out for me in this particular situation is the Bulls getting picks. That's the first thing. Derrick Jones Jr. is a throw-in. He's kind of an underwhelming player at this point, but he's just another small forward that they can just toss into the lineup, play a little defense, ignite the crowd with some dunks, catch some lobs from Lonzo, that kind of thing. Be an open court threat. His role in Portland, I think, was a little more reliant upon him being more of a go-to small forward defensively, and he just did not live up to that. And so, it was said that things get better when he leaves by some players I've heard, that kind of thing. But the reality is Derrick Jones Jr. wasn't given a whole lot of opportunity to shine in Miami, where he was initially drafted. There was a lot of stuff going on there. The team was a winning team, et cetera, et cetera. And really all he could really show he could do before getting hurt was that he could jump out the gym and ignite a crowd better than most human beings alive. So that's what he's known for. He's a super dunker. But unfortunately, his skill set and what he brings to the table is just not a whole lot of consistency, not a whole lot yet to show for that. But maybe you can get an opportunity in Chicago. This is a winning franchise right here. More so similar to the team that he had in Miami. They're playing for something. There's no pressure on him. May not even be much playing time for him. But he just adds some depth to their team. But he's not really an important piece here, to be completely honest with you. It's about the picks. Bulls grab picks, a first rounder particularly. Getting Markkanen off of your team and bringing in a first round pick alone is a win. To bring in a player and a second round pick on top of that number one pick is absolutely a steal. So clearly the Bulls won this. They won this. Markkanen was a free agent, and that's what they got in his stead. This is unbelievable. The Bulls win. The Bulls win. The Bulls absolutely win. But the Blazers do well as well. I like Larry Nance going to the Blazers because he is a talented player who can play some four. He gives them another player that can be productive on a team that doesn't have a whole lot of that outside of CJ and Dame. I'm not sure what to expect from Nurkic, but he does provide them some real legitimate sides. And I look, Larry Nance is going to have an opportunity greater than any opportunity he's ever had, because unlike the Cavs and the Lakers, he's really needed here in Portland. They don't have anything. This is the worst Portland roster in years. And the moves that they've made have been underwhelming, to say the least. But Larry gets a chance to shine. And I like Larry Nance as a player, y'all. I always have. He's a competent three-point shooter as opposed to someone who's going to clank them all the time. He's going to be back there, and he's going to take them sparingly. He's going to take them methodically. He's going to take good shots. That's what I love about Larry. He's also going to jump out the gym, ignite your crowd, rebound the ball like crazy. He's not overly talented. He's not somebody you want putting the ball on the floor. He's not doing all kinds of crazy stuff like that. But he's a smart basketball player. He sets good screens. He makes good team plays, passing plays, things like that. He just has a good knack for basketball. His limitations are there, but you have no problem putting him on the floor, particularly off the bench as your first five. He is going to give you fantastic minutes, and on a team like the Blazers that needs a lot, this is a great opportunity for him to show what he is, and I love it. I love it for him. I love it for him. This is going to let him completely spread his wings in theory. And finally, Markkanen to the Cavs. I hate it. I freaking hate it. I hate it. I literally hate Markkanen to the Cavs. I loathe it, and here's why. I'm an Evan Mobley guy. What the hell does this mean for Evan Mobley? What you're doing is bringing in Markkanen, who's looking to get paid and looking to start. You drafted Evan Mobley, the third pick in the draft, passing up on guys like Jalen Suggs. You know he can go. You picked up Mobley. You want him to start at your four. Did he have an underwhelming shooting display in the summer league? Some would say absolutely, because he didn't shoot well at all. But if you look at his highlights, his form is amazing. His height is amazing. His passing is way above average. And the fact of the matter is, he can block shots in his sleep. This is Chris Bosh. This is Anthony Davis. This is one of those guys. You have to take your time with him, but you don't want to kill his confidence by making him have to fight for another for an opportunity to play on a team, quite honestly, ain't doing nothing. Respects to the Cavs, because I do like what they have. They have some productive players this year. They're going to have a lot of talent on the floor, especially with the Coro taking a step forward, and Garland and Sexton still on the roster playing well. Cleveland looks good. Getting Larry out of there helps, because essentially you expect one of those two players to play the Larry Nance role. But I want more shine for Mobley. I want Mobley starting. I want him in an Anthony Davis role with the New Orleans Hornets back in the day. If y'all remember that, he didn't have nobody in the way of him being himself. He was able to just kind of spread his rings, make his mistakes, get all the starters minutes, go for that rookie of the year, all of that. That's what you want. Even though he didn't get it, Dame got it that year. That's what you want for a guy like Evan Mobley. You don't want him having to fight with a guy who's fresh off a contract. Clearly you're paying this guy because it was a sign and trade, obviously. I don't know what the framework is going to be. But Markkanen was a sign and trade situation. So you're looking at a guy who now is getting paid to be there to shoot the ball at the 4 spot. Obviously, you're not going to start either one of them over Allen. You just paid him $100 million. I hate it. I literally hate it. The move the Cavs should make, which is a much less expensive deal, is to just re-sign Isaiah Hartenstein. I've been telling everybody on my channel that this boy can play. He's still out there. Nobody knows he can play. Any team he goes to, he's going to ball out. I'm telling y'all, nobody knows who this dude is. Little white guy. He's not little. He's actually tall and long. But he's not to be trifled with. When you give him big minutes, he goes. Cleveland knows that because he did it on their team. I don't think Markkanen's better than him, bro. I'm not going to lie to you. I don't. I really, genuinely don't think Markkanen is better than the prospect that they're letting walk out the door. And the reason why is because Markkanen don't do a whole lot outside of shooting the ball. And he hasn't shot the ball well in years. Since that injury to his elbow, he has not been that good of a player. So there's a chance Cleveland brings him in, gives him the minutes that they would have gave to Larry Nance, and he plays worse than Larry did. Because he's not going to do the things Larry did. He's not defensive like that. He's not rebounding like that. He's not. He's a turnstiles defensively. Now, that actually is not the worst thing in the world for this particular roster. His defensive woes are not as much of an issue for Cleveland as it may be for other teams for the same reason. Because you got Allen and you got Mobley. 2 long stilts that should be able to erase a lot of mistakes made by other players, particularly Markkanen. When people go by him or what have you, you'll have one of those shot blockers in the paint ready to go. So the tandem is cool. It gives you more of a shooting presence for that Larry didn't necessarily bring. But at the same time, you're going to lose a lot defensively because Larry was a much better, more reliable before than Markkanen. Markkanen needs rhythm shots, just like Kyle Kuzma, man. He needs a point guard to set him up, which is why I thought he should have stayed his butt in Chicago. Because he now got Lonzo Ball coming in, which takes away the issues that you've had in Chicago. But guys don't see the vision. They don't get it. Like when you bring in a facilitator like Lonzo, suddenly you fit on the team now. The issue with the team that you had is they didn't have any facilitator. But never mind that. Guys have their own ideas about what they want to do. He wanted to get out of there. Now he's in a worse position, if you ask me. Chicago was a better place for Lauri Markkanen than Cleveland. That's all I got to say about that. So this is a bad deal. I know he wasn't aiming to go to Cleveland. Maybe he could still be traded again. I know Dallas has interest. Charlotte has interest. So you may see him on the move again. But I don't know. Chicago wins this deal because they turned him, a liability, essentially, into picks. And this is a team who has signed a lot of people to a lot of stuff. They need assets. So for them to get a first rounder out of Lauri Markkanen, cha-ching. That's pretty much what I got, man. I'm about to go draft my team. I thank y'all for watching. My name's BDF44.